How to Be Happy Every Day No Matter How Tough Life Gets is written and published by Audiobook Hub. How to Be Happy is written and published by Audiobook Hub. Introduction. Life is not always easy. Some days feel overwhelming, and no matter how hard you try, happiness seems out of reach. You might feel stuck, stressed, or unsure of how to move forward. But what if you could change that? What if happiness was not something you had to wait for, but something you could create every single day? In this book, you will learn how to take control of your emotions, shift your mindset, and build a life where happiness is not just a moment, it is a way of living. You will discover how to stop overthinking, break free from negativity, and appreciate the good that already exists around you. You will become stronger, more confident, and able to find joy even when life feels unfair. You will understand how to let go of what you cannot change and focus on what truly matters. What if the key to happiness has been in your hands all along? Are you ready to take control of your life and start living fully, no matter what challenges come your way? If so, keep reading, because this book will change the way you see everything. Chapter 1. Control your emotions and take full command now. Life is unpredictable. Some days, everything feels right. Other days, nothing seems to go your way. It's easy to feel trapped by emotions, as if they control you instead of the other way around. But that is not the truth. You have the power to take control, to direct how you feel, and to decide how you respond to life's challenges. It all starts with understanding one thing: your emotions do not own you. You own them. The way you feel does not come from the outside world, it comes from within. What happens around you might trigger certain emotions, but the real power is in how you interpret those situations. Two people can go through the exact same problem. One collapses under the weight, while the other stands up, keeps going, and even finds a way to smile through it. What's the difference? It's not luck. It's not personality. It's the decision to take control. When you wake up in the morning, your mind is a battlefield. If you let negative thoughts take over, they will shape your entire day. If you let frustration, sadness, or doubt control you, they will drain your energy and weaken your ability to push forward. But you do not have to let that happen. You can interrupt those emotions, redirect them, and take charge of your state of mind. The first step is awareness. Pay attention to what you feel. When frustration builds up, notice it. When stress creeps in, recognize it. Most people don't even realize how much control their emotions have over them because they react without thinking. They feel angry, so they lash out. They feel sad, so they shut down. They feel overwhelmed, so they give up. That cycle will never lead to happiness. But when you are aware of your emotions, you can decide how to handle them. Instead of reacting, pause. Take a deep breath. Ask yourself, is this feeling helping me? Will giving in to this emotion improve my situation? If the answer is no, then why allow it to take over? This is where you take command. Your mind is powerful, but you have to train it. When you feel negative emotions rising, don't fight them with more negativity. Don't get angry at yourself for being angry. That only makes it worse. Instead, shift your focus. Challenge your own thoughts. If you're feeling overwhelmed, tell yourself, I can handle this. If you feel like giving up, tell yourself, I am stronger than this. If you feel frustrated, remind yourself, this will pass. Your brain listens to what you tell it. It follows your lead. Speak words that strengthen you. Another way to take command is through action. Emotions feed off of stillness. If you sit there, trapped in negative feelings, they will grow. But when you move, when you do something productive, when you take action that aligns with your goals, your emotions will shift. If you feel stuck, get up and move. If you feel sad, do something that brings even a small amount of joy. If you feel frustrated, channel that energy into something useful. Action disrupts negative emotions. It reminds you that you are in control. You must also protect your mind. What you consume, whether it's the news, social media, or the people around you, affects how you feel. If you are constantly surrounded by negativity, your emotions will reflect that. Be careful about what you allow into your mind. Choose to listen to things that uplift you. Surround yourself with people who encourage you. Fill your mind with thoughts that push you forward, not hold you back. One of the most important things you can do is stop waiting for happiness to come from external circumstances. Happiness is not something you find. It is something you create. It is a choice you make every single day. It does not come from having a perfect life, because no one has that. It comes from deciding to take control of your emotions, refusing to let circumstances dictate how you feel, and choosing to focus on what you can control. There will always be hard days. There will always be challenges. But when you take command of your emotions, those challenges lose their power over you. You are stronger than you think. You are capable of overcoming anything. But it starts with the decision to control your emotions and take full command now. Chapter 2. Take control of your mood and refuse negativity. Every day, you wake up with a choice. You can let your mood control you, or you can take control of it. Most people go through life believing that their mood is something that just happens to them. They think that if the morning starts badly, the rest of the day is ruined. If someone treats them unfairly, they assume they have no choice but to feel upset. If things don't go their way, they let frustration take over. This way of thinking is what keeps people trapped in negativity. But that does not have to be your reality. Your mood is shaped by what you focus on, how you interpret situations, and the choices you make throughout the day. You do not have to be a prisoner to circumstances. No matter what is happening around you, you can take control of your state of mind. You can decide how you want to feel. You can choose to rise above negativity instead of letting it consume you. Negativity is everywhere. You hear it in conversations, see it on the news, and sometimes even feel it from the people closest to you. If you're not careful, it will seep into your mind and start influencing the way you see the world. It will convince you that things are worse than they really are. It will make small problems seem bigger than they need to be. It will drain your energy and make it harder for you to see opportunities. This is why you must make the decision to refuse negativity, not just once, but every single day. Start by being mindful of what you expose yourself to. If you constantly listen to negative voices, whether from the media or from toxic people, your mood will reflect that. Choose what you allow into your mind. If something brings unnecessary negativity into your life, limit your exposure to it. That doesn't mean ignoring reality or pretending everything is perfect. It means protecting your peace and not letting things outside of your control dictate how you feel. The words you speak also shape your mood. If you complain all the time, if you dwell on what's wrong, if you keep repeating negative thoughts, you are training your mind to focus on problems instead of solutions. Break that habit. Speak words that bring strength, not weakness. If you catch yourself saying something negative, stop and reframe it. Instead of saying, "This is terrible," ask, "How can I handle this in the best way possible?" Instead of saying, "Nothing ever goes right," remind yourself, "I can figure this out." The way you talk to yourself has a direct impact on how you feel. Your body also influences your mood. If you sit still for too long, if you slump your shoulders, if you move without energy, you are sending signals to your brain that keep you feeling low. But when you stand tall, move with purpose, and engage in physical activity, you trigger positive changes in your mind. Even something as simple as changing your posture, taking a deep breath, or going for a short walk can shift your mood. The mind and body are connected. When you take control of one, you influence the other. Your daily habits shape your emotional state. If you start your day mindlessly scrolling through social media, checking negative news, or rushing into tasks without a plan, you are setting yourself up for stress and distraction. But if you begin the day with intentional choices, whether that's reading something positive, setting clear goals, or engaging in activities that give you energy, you take control from the start. Build habits that reinforce a strong, focused, and positive mindset. One of the most powerful ways to control your mood is to take responsibility for it. Many people believe their emotions are caused by other people or external events. They say, "They made me angry," or "This situation ruined my day." But the truth is, no one has the power to control your emotions unless you give it to them. If someone is rude to you, you decide whether to carry that negativity with you or let it go. If something unexpected happens, you choose how to respond. When you take full responsibility for your mood, you take away the power that negativity has over you. Another key to controlling your mood is staying present. Many negative emotions come from dwelling on the past or worrying about the future. Regret, resentment, and frustration come from holding on to what already happened. Anxiety and stress come from fearing what might happen next. Neither of these states help you. What you can control is this moment right now. Focus on what is within your power. Keep your mind where your feet are. Engage fully in the present instead of letting your thoughts pull you into negativity. Learn to reframe challenges. Life will never be free of difficulties, but the way you see those difficulties changes everything. If you view obstacles as unfair burdens, they will drain your energy. But if you see them as opportunities to grow, they will fuel you. If you experience failure, use it as a lesson instead of a reason to quit. If you face a difficult situation, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? A shift in perspective can turn frustration into motivation. Your mood is not controlled by luck. It is not something that happens by chance. It is something you build, shape, and direct with your choices. Every day you have the opportunity to take control and refuse negativity. It is not about pretending everything is perfect. It is about deciding that no matter what happens, you will not let negativity take over your mind. You are stronger than your emotions. You are in charge of how you feel. And when you take full control, nothing and no one can dictate your happiness but you. Chapter 3. Focus on what you can change and let go. Life is full of things you cannot control. Unexpected events, other people's opinions, the past, the choices others make, these are all outside your power. If you spend your time and energy trying to change what is beyond your reach, you will only create stress, frustration, and disappointment. But when you shift your focus to what you can control, everything changes. There is real power in knowing where to direct your energy. Some people waste years worrying about things that will never be in their hands. They replay past mistakes, trying to rewrite what has already been written. They let anger build over what someone else did, even though resentment does nothing but harm them. They fear outcomes they cannot predict, imagining worst-case scenarios that may never happen. This way of thinking robs them of happiness, peace, and progress. You do not have to live that way. The moment you start focusing only on what is within your control, you free yourself from unnecessary stress. You create mental space for growth, clarity, and forward movement. Instead of fighting against reality, you learn to work with it. Instead of getting stuck in frustration, you take action where it actually matters. So where do you start? The first step is to recognize the difference between what you can change and what you cannot. This requires honesty. Many people struggle because they refuse to accept the limits of their control. They try to change how others think. They try to force life to unfold exactly the way they want. When things don't go their way, they resist, fight and stress over what they cannot fix. But resistance does not bring results. It only creates frustration. Look at any problem you face right now and ask yourself, is this something I can change? If the answer is yes, then take action. If the answer is no, then let it go. This is not about giving up. It is about being smart with your energy. Your energy is limited. Every day you wake up with a certain amount of mental and emotional strength. If you waste it on things that are out of your hands, you will have nothing left for what actually matters. But if you direct it toward what you can change, you build momentum. You create progress. You move forward instead of getting stuck. One of the biggest areas where people struggle is holding on to the past. Regret and resentment keep them locked in things that cannot be changed. But no matter how much you think about what happened, you cannot go back and rewrite it. What you can do is take control of your present. You can use lessons from the past to make better choices now. You can shift your focus from what went wrong to what you will do next. Letting go does not mean ignoring problems. It means accepting reality for what it is and choosing to move forward. It means understanding that peace comes from focusing on what is within your power, not from trying to fix what is beyond it. Another common struggle is trying to control how others think or act. You cannot force someone to understand you. You cannot make others behave the way you want them to. You can communicate, influence, and set boundaries, but at the end of the day, people will do what they choose to do. If you base your happiness on how others act, you give them control over your emotions. Take that power back by focusing on your own choices instead. You decide how you respond. You decide what kind of person you want to be. You decide what standards you will set for yourself. That is where your power lies. The future is another source of unnecessary worry for many people. No one can predict exactly what will happen, yet people spend hours, days, even years fearing the unknown. They stress over what might go wrong, imagining problems that have not even occurred. But worry does not change the future. It only takes away your peace in the present. Instead of fearing what you cannot control, focus on what you can do today. Prepare as much as possible. Take steps toward your goals. Handle what is in front of you. When the future arrives, you will be ready. But wasting time on fear does nothing for you. Taking control of your focus requires discipline. It is easy to get pulled into negativity, distractions, and stress over things outside your reach. But each time you catch yourself doing that, redirect your thoughts. Ask yourself, does this serve me? Is this something I have control over? If not, shift your focus. This is how you free yourself from unnecessary suffering. This is how you build mental strength. This is how you create a life that is not controlled by outside forces, but by your own choices. Focus on what you can change, and let go of the rest. It is one of the most powerful decisions you will ever make. Chapter 4. Train your mind to see the good in everything. Your mind is the most powerful tool you have. It shapes how you experience life. It determines whether you focus on possibilities or problems, whether you feel gratitude or frustration, and whether you build a strong mindset or let negativity take control. The way you see the world is not based on what happens to you, it is based on how you choose to interpret it. Some people go through life always finding reasons to complain. No matter what happens, they see the downside. If they get an opportunity, they focus on what could go wrong. If they face a challenge, they see it as unfair. If they experience success, they tell themselves it's not enough. This mindset keeps them stuck, miserable, and frustrated. They are not unhappy because life is unfair. They are unhappy because they refuse to train their minds to see the good. Others go through life with a different approach. They look for reasons to be grateful. They find the lesson in every challenge. They see obstacles as opportunities to grow stronger. These people are not lucky. They are not ignoring reality. They have simply trained their minds to focus on what will help them instead of what will bring them down. The truth is, you will find whatever you look for. If you expect the worst, you will see it everywhere. If you expect the best, you will find it even in difficult situations. This is not about pretending that life is perfect. It is about choosing to focus on what will move you forward instead of what will hold you back. To train your mind to see the good, you must first break the habit of negative thinking. Most people don't even realize how often their thoughts are focused on what's wrong. They assume negativity is normal. But negativity is a habit, and like any habit, it can be changed. Start paying attention to your thoughts. Notice when you focus on problems instead of solutions. Catch yourself when you assume the worst. When you recognize these patterns, interrupt them, challenge them. Instead of thinking, this situation is terrible, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? Instead of saying, nothing ever goes right for me, tell yourself, I have the ability to make things better. The more you do this, the stronger your mindset becomes. Another way to train your mind is to practice gratitude. Gratitude is not just about feeling thankful when things are going well. It is about finding something positive even when things are hard. It is about shifting your focus from what is missing to what is already present. No matter what is happening in your life, there is always something to be grateful for. The more you recognize those things, the more your brain will naturally look for the good. You also need to be mindful of what you expose yourself to. If you constantly surround yourself with negativity, your mind will absorb it. The news, social media, and negative conversations can condition your brain to expect the worst. Protect your mind by choosing what you focus on. Fill your life with things that uplift you. Spend time with people who encourage you. Read and listen to things that strengthen you. Your perspective is a choice. Two people can go through the same experience and walk away with completely different lessons. One person might see a setback as a sign to give up, while the other sees it as a lesson that makes them stronger. One person might complain about what they lack, while the other focuses on making the most of what they have. The difference is not in the situation, it is in the mindset. You cannot always control what happens, but you can always control how you see it. If you train your mind to focus on the good, your entire experience of life will change. You will find opportunities where others see obstacles. You will feel gratitude where others feel frustration. You will see growth where others see failure. This is not something that happens overnight. Just like training your body, training your mind takes time and effort. But the more you practice, the easier it becomes. Every day make the decision to look for the good. Make the decision to find something positive. Make the decision to control your focus instead of letting your focus control you. Your mind is your greatest asset. Strengthen it, train it, and use it to create a life that is built on strength, gratitude, and growth. Chapter 5. Stop waiting for happiness and create it now. Too many people spend their lives waiting for the perfect moment, waiting for things to fall into place, waiting for happiness to come to them. They tell themselves they'll be happy when they have more money, when they find the right person, when life finally gives them a break. But happiness is not something that magically appears. It is not a prize you receive at the end of a struggle. It is something you create for yourself, right now, exactly where you are. If you keep postponing happiness, you will always find another reason to delay it. There will always be one more thing you need, one more problem to solve, one more goal to reach. But if you make the decision to create happiness today, you take back control. You stop letting circumstances dictate how you feel. You stop believing that joy is something outside of you. Instead, you recognize that it has always been within your reach. The first step to creating happiness is to stop attaching it to conditions. Many people believe they can only be happy if certain things happen. They say, "I'll be happy when I get a better job," or "I'll be happy when I lose weight." But what happens when they reach those goals? They simply move the finish line. They set new conditions and continue chasing happiness instead of experiencing it. Happiness does not come from the future. It comes from how you choose to live in the present. You can have all the success in the world and still feel empty if you never learn how to enjoy what you have. And you can be in the middle of challenges and still find joy if you make the decision to appreciate the moment. Creating happiness also means letting go of the idea that life has to be perfect. Many people believe they cannot be happy until everything is exactly the way they want it. They wait for all their problems to disappear before they allow themselves to feel good. But life is never perfect. There will always be challenges, setbacks, and unexpected struggles. If you keep waiting for perfect conditions, you will spend your entire life in frustration. Instead, happiness comes from learning how to embrace life as it is. It comes from accepting that difficulties are part of the journey. It comes from choosing to find joy even in the middle of struggles. When you understand this, you stop resisting life and start living it. Another way to create happiness is to focus on what brings you joy now. Ask yourself, what makes me feel alive? What excites me? What makes my days feel meaningful? Too often, people ignore these questions. They get caught up in responsibilities and forget to prioritize their own happiness. But you cannot wait for happiness to find you. You have to actively bring it into your life. Make time for things that bring you joy. Do not wait for the weekend, the vacation, or retirement. Find small ways to create happiness in your daily routine, whether it's listening to music, spending time with loved ones, learning something new, or taking care of your health. Make happiness a daily priority. Another key to happiness is shifting your focus from what is missing to what is already present. Many people live in a constant state of lack. They focus on what they don't have, what they haven't achieved, what they think is wrong with their lives. But when you train yourself to focus on what is good, your entire perspective shifts. Gratitude is a powerful tool for creating happiness. When you take time to appreciate what you have, you realize that you are not as far from happiness as you thought. You start to see that happiness was never about having more. It was about recognizing what was already there. Your mindset plays a huge role in your happiness. The way you interpret situations, the thoughts you feed your mind, the way you speak to yourself, all of these things influence how you feel. If you constantly tell yourself that life is hard, that you are unlucky, or that happiness is out of reach, you will believe it. But if you tell yourself that you have the power to create joy, that you are in control of your happiness, and that life is full of opportunities, you will start to see the world differently. Taking care of your body also plays a major role in how happy you feel. Your energy, your mood, and your mental clarity are all influenced by how you treat yourself. Sleep, nutrition, movement, these are not just physical needs, they are emotional needs. When you take care of yourself, you create the foundation for happiness to grow. Finally, creating happiness means choosing to be present. Many people spend their lives stuck in the past or worrying about the future. They replay old mistakes, hold on to regrets, or stress about what is ahead. But happiness can only exist in the present moment. When you bring your focus back to now, you open yourself to the joy that is already around you. Happiness is not something you find. It is not something that happens to you. It is something you create every single day through the way you think, the way you live, and the choices you make. So stop waiting. Happiness starts now. Chapter 6. Protect your peace and avoid toxic influences. Your peace is one of the most valuable things you have. It affects your mood, your energy, and your ability to think clearly. Yet, many people allow toxic influences to drain them. They let negativity from people, environments, and even their own thoughts take control. If you want to be happy every day, you must take responsibility for protecting your peace. Your mind is like a home. You decide what enters and what stays. If you let negativity in, it will take up space, spread, and make everything feel heavy. But if you guard your mind, if you are intentional about what you allow, you create a space that is calm, strong, and unshaken by outside forces. The first step to protecting your peace is recognizing what is stealing it. Toxic influences come in many forms. Some are obvious, like people who constantly criticize, complain, or bring chaos into your life. Others are more subtle, like social media that fills your mind with comparison, environments that drain your energy, or even habits that keep you stuck in stress and frustration. If something leaves you feeling exhausted, anxious, or unmotivated, it is a sign that it is disrupting your peace. One of the biggest sources of negativity is the people you surround yourself with. The energy of others affects you, whether you realize it or not. If you are always around those who focus on problems, who gossip, who spread negativity, it will start to influence how you think and feel. No matter how strong you are, constant exposure to negativity will wear you down. You must be selective about who you allow into your life. This does not mean cutting people off without reason, but it does mean setting boundaries. It means limiting time with those who drain you and spending more time with those who uplift you. Pay attention to how people make you feel. If someone always leaves you feeling stressed, insecure, or unmotivated, ask yourself if they should have access to your energy. Protecting your peace also means avoiding unnecessary drama. Some people thrive on conflict. They look for reasons to argue, they create tension, and they drag others into their problems. But you do not have to participate. You do not have to react to every negative situation. Not every battle is worth fighting. If something does not serve your growth, walk away. Do not waste your energy on things that do not add value to your life. Another toxic influence that steals peace is social media and the constant flood of information. Scrolling through endless negativity, arguments, and unrealistic comparisons can leave you feeling drained and dissatisfied. If something makes you feel worse instead of better, take control. Unfollow accounts that do not inspire you. Limit your time on platforms that fill your mind with stress. Choose content that strengthens you instead of weakens you. Your environment also plays a role in your peace. The space you live in, the routines you follow, and the way you structure your day all impact your state of mind. A cluttered space can lead to a cluttered mind. A chaotic schedule can leave you feeling out of control. If your environment is working against you, change it. Organize your space, create routines that bring calmness, and make time for quiet moments where you can reset. One of the most overlooked toxic influences is your own thoughts. Your inner voice can either be your greatest support or your biggest enemy. If you constantly fill your mind with worry, doubt, and negativity, you are stealing your own peace. Pay attention to the way you speak to yourself. Replace thoughts that drain you with thoughts that strengthen you. Instead of saying, "I can't handle this," tell yourself, "I am capable of getting through this." Instead of focusing on what is wrong, focus on what you can control. Protecting your peace also means taking care of your energy. Stress, burnout, and exhaustion are not signs of strength. You do not have to push yourself to the point of breaking just to prove something. Prioritize rest. Prioritize things that recharge you, whether it is exercise, time in nature, or simply being alone for a moment of silence. Make space for things that bring you balance. Boundaries are key to maintaining your peace. You do not owe anyone unlimited access to your time and energy. It is not selfish to say no. It is not wrong to walk away from things that do not align with your well-being. Setting boundaries does not mean you do not care about others. It means you care about yourself enough to not let your peace be destroyed. Finally, protecting your peace means learning to let go of what you cannot control. There will always be situations, people, and circumstances that try to pull you into negativity. But you have a choice. You can either let these things consume you, or you can decide that your peace is more important. Do not waste your energy on things that do not deserve your attention. Focus on what strengthens you. Focus on what helps you grow. Your peace is your responsibility. Guard it, protect it, and do not let anything or anyone take it from you. Chapter 7. Keep moving forward even when life feels unfair. Life does not always go the way you expect. There will be times when you do everything right and still face setbacks. You will work hard and not see results as quickly as you hoped. You will give your best and still feel like it is not enough. There will be moments when life feels unfair, when challenges seem endless, and when it feels easier to stop trying than to keep pushing forward. But stopping will not change anything. Giving up will not bring you the life you want. The only way to rise above unfair situations is to keep moving forward. When things do not go your way, it is natural to feel frustrated. It is easy to get caught up in questioning why things are so difficult, why others seem to have it easier, why your efforts are not being rewarded. But focusing on these thoughts will not change your situation. The more you dwell on what is unfair, the more powerless you feel. The key is to shift your mindset from dwelling on the unfairness to deciding what you will do next. Unfair moments can either break you or make you stronger. The difference is in how you respond. You can choose to let difficulties define you, or you can decide that no matter what happens, you will keep going. Every successful person has faced unfair moments. The ones who rise are the ones who refuse to let setbacks stop them. When life feels unfair, remind yourself that you are not stuck. You always have a choice. You can either stay in frustration, or you can take control of what you can do. Even if you cannot change the situation, you can change your response. You can adjust your approach. You can learn something new. You can keep pushing forward, even if progress feels slow. One of the biggest traps when facing unfair situations is comparison. It is easy to look at others and think they have it easier. You might see someone who reached success faster than you, someone who seems to have opportunities fall into their lap while you struggle for every step forward. But comparison is a distraction. It takes your focus away from what you need to do. No one's journey is the same. Instead of wasting energy on how things seem to be working out for others, use that energy to keep building your own path. Your mindset is your greatest weapon. When you face unfair situations, you have two options: let them defeat you or let them fuel you. If you choose to believe that setbacks mean you are not meant to succeed, you will stop trying. But if you choose to see setbacks as part of the process, as moments that test your strength, you will keep moving forward no matter what. Resilience is built through hardship. Every time you keep going despite difficulties, you become stronger. Every time you choose persistence over frustration, you develop the mindset of someone who refuses to be stopped. Do not let temporary obstacles convince you that your efforts do not matter. Every step you take, even the smallest one, moves you forward. Life will not always be fair, but fairness is not a requirement for success. There will be times when you have to work twice as hard. There will be moments when you feel like you are the only one struggling. But strength is built in these moments. Growth happens when you push through, when you refuse to let unfair situations define your future. Instead of focusing on why things are hard, focus on what you can do. Can you develop a new skill? Can you adjust your approach? Can you take one more step forward, even if it is small? Action creates change. The more you focus on doing what you can, the more power you take back. Sometimes unfair situations are not setbacks but redirections. What feels like a failure might be pushing you towards something better. What seems like an obstacle might be forcing you to grow in ways you never expected. Trust that as long as you keep moving forward, you will find your way. You are stronger than any challenge you face. No matter how unfair life seems, you have the power to keep going. Do not let frustration hold you back. Do not let obstacles convince you to quit. Keep moving forward. Your story is not over yet. Chapter 8. Wake up with purpose and chase your dreams. Every morning you have two choices. Wake up with intention or let the day control you. The way you start your day determines how you live your life. If you wake up without purpose, drifting through routines without direction, you will find yourself stuck in the same place year after year. But if you wake up knowing why you are pushing forward, knowing what you want to achieve, you create momentum that drives you closer to your goals. Purpose is the fuel that keeps you moving. It is what pushes you forward when you feel tired, when obstacles appear, when progress feels slow. Without purpose, it is easy to lose motivation. It is easy to give up when things get hard. But when you have a reason that is strong enough, no challenge can stop you. The first step to waking up with purpose is knowing what you are working toward. What excites you? What kind of life do you want to create? If you do not have an answer, take the time to find one. Without direction, it is easy to fall into routines that lead nowhere. Your dreams matter, and you deserve to chase them with everything you have. Some people wake up every day feeling uninspired because they are stuck in patterns that do not fulfill them. They go through the motions, doing what is expected instead of what truly drives them. But you do not have to live that way. You can decide at any moment to take control. You can choose to stop living on autopilot and start moving toward what actually matters to you. To live with purpose, you need to align your daily actions with your long-term goals. If you want to build something meaningful, every day should include at least one step toward that goal. Even if it is small, even if it feels insignificant, every action adds up. Success does not happen overnight. It happens through consistent effort, through waking up each morning and deciding to keep going. Chasing your dreams requires discipline. It is not about waiting for motivation. It is about creating it. Some days you will feel excited. Other days you will feel tired or unmotivated. But discipline is what keeps you moving when motivation fades. You must train yourself to show up every day, no matter how you feel. One of the biggest killers of purpose is distraction. If you are constantly letting meaningless things steal your time, you will never make real progress. Social media, endless scrolling, unimportant tasks, these things add up and steal your focus. If you want to chase your dreams, you must protect your time. Be intentional about where your energy goes. Another key to waking up with purpose is having a morning routine that sets you up for success. How you start your day matters. If you wake up and immediately fill your mind with negativity, stress, or distractions, you are already setting yourself up for failure. Instead, create a routine that strengthens you. Whether it is exercise, reading, planning your day, or practicing gratitude, do something that sets the tone for a productive and focused mindset. Dreams do not come to those who wait. They come to those who take action. If you are always waiting for the perfect moment, you will never start. There will always be reasons to delay. There will always be challenges. But the people who succeed are the ones who start anyway. They take action even when conditions are not ideal. They move forward even when they are unsure. Fear is one of the biggest barriers to chasing your dreams. Fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of the unknown, it stops people from taking the steps they need. But fear will always be there. The difference between those who succeed and those who stay stuck is how they handle it. You must learn to act despite fear. You must decide that your dreams are more important than your doubts. If you want to wake up with purpose, surround yourself with people who inspire you. Energy is contagious. If you are always around those who complain, who make excuses, who do not believe in themselves, their mindset will affect you. But if you spend time with people who are driven, who are actively working toward their goals, you will be pushed to do the same. Every morning is a new opportunity. You have a choice. Let another day pass by without progress, or wake up with intention and move toward the life you want. No one else will do it for you. No one will hand you success. You must decide that you are worth the effort. You must take control of your future. Do not waste time waiting for permission. Do not hold back because of doubt. Chase your dreams with everything you have. Wake up with purpose, take action, and build the life you deserve. Chapter 9. Find joy in small moments and appreciate life. Happiness is not something waiting for you in the future. It is not something you will find when everything is perfect. It is not a reward you receive after achieving a goal. Happiness is in the small moments that happen every day. The problem is that most people overlook them. They are so focused on what is missing, what went wrong, or what they wish was different, that they do not see the good that is right in front of them. If you want to live a fulfilling life, you must learn to find joy in the present. You must stop waiting for something big to happen before you allow yourself to feel happy. The truth is, even when you reach a goal, even when you accomplish something you worked hard for, that feeling of satisfaction does not last forever. It fades, and then you are left chasing the next thing. But if you learn to appreciate the small moments, you will always have something to be grateful for. Some people believe that happiness comes from big events, winning something, achieving success, reaching a milestone. But those moments are rare. Most of life is made up of ordinary days. If you only allow yourself to feel happy when something extraordinary happens, you will spend most of your life waiting. Think about the small things that bring you comfort. The warmth of sunlight on your skin. The sound of laughter from someone you love. A moment of silence in the morning, before the world wakes up. The smell of fresh air after it rains. These are simple things, yet they have the power to bring peace. To remind you that life is not just about challenges and responsibilities. These moments exist every day, but they are easy to overlook. Appreciating life does not mean ignoring difficulties. It does not mean pretending that struggles do not exist. It means choosing to see the good, even when things are hard. It means recognizing that even in the middle of challenges, there are still things to be thankful for. The way you see the world affects the way you feel. If you focus only on problems, that is all you will notice. If you constantly think about what you lack, you will never feel like you have enough. But if you train yourself to notice the good, to appreciate what you do have, your perspective will shift. Gratitude changes everything. It turns ordinary moments into something meaningful. Many people spend their lives chasing happiness, thinking they will find it in success, in money, in recognition. But there are people who have all those things and still feel empty. And there are people with very little who wake up every day feeling content. The difference is in their mindset. It is in their ability to appreciate what they have, rather than focus on what they do not. Finding joy in small moments does not mean settling for less. It does not mean giving up on ambition. It means recognizing that while you work toward your goals, you can still enjoy life now. It means understanding that happiness is not a destination, it is a way of living. If you want to develop this mindset, start by paying attention, slow down. Notice the things that make you smile. Instead of rushing through your day, take a moment to breathe. Instead of focusing on everything that went wrong, think about what went right. Keep a journal if you need to. Write down one thing every day that made you feel good. Over time, this practice will train your mind to see the good automatically. Another way to appreciate life is to be present. Too often, people are distracted by their phones, by their worries, by their endless to-do lists. But when you are fully present, even the simplest experiences become more meaningful. When you eat, actually taste your food. When you talk to someone, listen to them fully. When you go outside, notice the details around you. The more present you are, the more joy you will find in everyday life. Happiness is not about having a perfect life. It is about learning to appreciate the life you have. It is about recognizing that even in the most difficult times, there is still beauty. It is about shifting your focus from what is missing to what is already here. You have the power to change how you experience life. You do not need more to be happy. You need to see what is already in front of you. Train yourself to find joy in the small moments. Appreciate what you have. Live fully now, not someday. This is your life. Do not waste it waiting for happiness. Create it in every moment. Chapter 10. Stop overthinking and start living in the present. Your mind is powerful, but if you let it, it can also be your biggest obstacle. Overthinking is a habit that keeps you stuck. It steals your time, drains your energy, and holds you back from fully experiencing life. The more you analyze, the more you hesitate. The more you replay past mistakes, the more you trap yourself in regret. The more you worry about the future, the more you rob yourself of the peace that exists in the present moment. If you are constantly caught in thoughts, replaying conversations, doubting decisions, or imagining worst-case scenarios. You are not living, you are just existing inside your own head. And while your thoughts are running in circles, life is moving forward without you. Overthinking is not problem-solving. It does not lead to better decisions. It does not make you more prepared. It only creates stress. You might think that by analyzing everything, you are gaining control, but the truth is, the more you overthink, the more out of control you feel. Living in the present is the only way to truly experience life. It is the only way to find peace, to feel joy, to make real progress. When you let go of unnecessary thoughts, you free yourself to take action, to appreciate what is happening right now, instead of getting lost in a cycle of doubts and fears. Breaking free from overthinking starts with awareness. Pay attention to when your mind begins to spiral. Notice when you are stuck in thoughts that do not serve you. Ask yourself, is this thought helping me, or is it just keeping me stuck? If it is not leading to a solution, let it go. Most people overthink because they fear making mistakes. They want to be certain before they take action. But the truth is, no amount of thinking will ever make you completely sure. There will always be unknowns, and that is okay. Life is not about knowing everything in advance. It is about moving forward despite the uncertainty. The best way to stop overthinking is to take action. Instead of sitting in your thoughts, do something. Even a small step is better than standing still. Action creates clarity. It gives you real experience instead of imagined possibilities. It helps you learn and adjust instead of staying trapped in endless what-ifs. Another way to quiet your mind is to focus on what is real. Overthinking often involves dwelling on the past or worrying about the future, things you cannot control. But the present moment is always within your reach. Shift your focus to what is happening right now. Engage with your surroundings. Pay attention to your breath, to the sounds around you, to the feeling of being alive. Let go of the need to be perfect. Perfectionism feeds overthinking. It makes you feel like nothing is ever good enough, like every decision must be flawless. But perfection is an illusion. No one has everything figured out. No one gets everything right all the time. Accept that mistakes will happen, and that is okay. They do not define you. They do not ruin your chances of success. They are just part of growth. Trust yourself more. Overthinkers often doubt their own judgment. They look for reassurance. They question their choices. They hesitate to commit. But deep down, you already know what you need to do. Your instincts, your experience, your inner wisdom, they all guide you. Stop second-guessing yourself. Make a decision and move forward with confidence. Stop chasing certainty. If you are waiting to feel completely sure before making a move, you will be waiting forever. Life does not come with guarantees. The only way to know if something will work is to try. Instead of seeking certainty, seek progress. Instead of waiting for perfect conditions, start where you are. Overthinking is a habit, and like any habit, it can be changed. The more you practice letting go, the easier it becomes. The more you focus on living in the moment, the less power your thoughts will have over you. Do not waste your life stuck in your head. Be present. Take action. Start living now.